Hello everyone, and welcome to Cat Scratch Kitchen. Today we're diving into the world of spices as we whip up some of the most aromatic and tantalizing seasonings you can imagine. From the rich, savory notes of adobo to the smoky whispers of our dry rub, get ready to elevate your culinary game. So grab your apron and let's get seasoning. The first blend we're going to put together is the adobo. Adobo is very aromatic. It's used primarily in Latin American and Caribbean cuisines. It's very garlic forward, has a tangy profile. It's great on any kind of meat, poultry, or fish. You can also add oil and vinegar or citrus juice and make a great marinade out of it. The recipe is for like 1 serving of the spice blend. I'm going to mix up either double or triple. You want to only mix up enough that'll last you 6 months or less. We're going to start out with garlic powder, and I'm going to use 6 tablespoons. That's double the recipe. Salt, 5 tablespoons. Ground black pepper, 4 teaspoons. Dried oregano, 2 teaspoons. And ground turmeric, 1 teaspoon. That gives it the distinctive color as well as flavor. Now we just take a whisk and stir it together until it's all well combined. I save all of my old spice containers, and that's what I use to store these. Just take a funnel so that it all gets in the container and they're ready to go in your pantry. Next, we're going to make a smoky, sweet, dry rub. You can sometimes find these in the stores, but not necessarily with the flavors that you want. Okay, we start out with smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon. Now you can use regular paprika, but you won't get that nice smoky flavor that you're looking for. Then 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of salt, and ½ a teaspoon of black pepper. And once again, we're going to whisk it all together until it's all well combined. This is enough for a whole chicken or a small rack of ribs. It's also ideal for pork shoulder. It forms a delicious crust or bark when cooked, and that seals in the juices and infuses the meat with a barbecue-like flavor even without a smoker. Next, we're going to make fajita seasoning. This is something that you can sometimes find in your grocery store, but it's really nice to have it in your pantry. This blend of spices is commonly used in Mexican cuisine, particularly for making fajitas. It's a perfect seasoning for meat, vegetables, or seafood when added before cooking. It's warm and earthy and slightly spicy and can be adjusted to make it milder or add a bit more heat according to your preference. It's versatile because you can use it in other dishes to add that Mexican flair like tacos, chili, casseroles, and soups. First, we have a tablespoon of cornstarch. This is added primarily just to keep it from clumping. 2 teaspoons of chili powder. A teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of white sugar. ½ a teaspoon of onion powder. ½ a teaspoon of garlic powder. ½ a teaspoon of cumin. And a ¼ teaspoon of cayenne pepper. This you can use to make it spicier if you'd like. Go ahead and mix it with a whisk again until well combined and store it in your spice jar. Next, we're going to put together poultry seasoning. This is something that you might normally have in your pantry, but it's so easy to put together with spices you have on hand. It's much easier and cheaper. Poultry seasoning is known for its earthy and slightly tangy taste that complements the flavors of poultry. It's versatile and can be added to a variety of dishes to get traditional herb flavor that's especially popular in comfort foods and holiday meals. First, we'll start out with 3 tablespoons of ground sage, 2 tablespoons of dried thyme, 1 tablespoon of dried rosemary, 1½ tablespoons of dried marjoram, and ½ a teaspoon of nutmeg. Now we're just going to whisk all these ingredients together and store them in a jar. Now if you don't like the texture of the whole spices like this, You can go ahead and put it in a spice grinder and get it down to smaller pieces or even to a powder. It all depends on how you like it. In most dishes, just like this works fine, but it's all up to you. And that's a wrap on our spice-filled journey. Now you have the secret to mouth-watering adobo, poultry perfection, smoky sensations, and fabulous fajitas right at your fingertips. I hope you liked this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more delicious adventures. As always, the recipe is just below the like button as well as a link so that you can print it out. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep those taste buds dancing and have fun in the kitchen.